Hey, welcome back to Just a Pinch with me, Simon, an enthusiastic home cook. Today we're going to be making sticky hot cross buns. Oh, I can't wait. Now, normally we associate hot cross buns with the time of the year, sort of March and April. They are deliciously spiced, sticky buns, and I can't wait to share them with you. Are you ready? Let's go. As always, the recipe is down in the description below. And hey, whilst you're there, give it a like. Maybe hit subscribe and help small YouTube channels like myself. Start off by zesting your orange into a bowl and then set this aside. In a separate bowl, pour in your raisins. Squeeze your orange juice all over the raisins. We're gonna let these raisins rest and soak up in that nice, beautiful orange juice. And it's just gonna add a really nice flavor to the end result. So we'll come back to these later. In a saucepan, lightly warm your milk, sour cream, butter, and vanilla, and that orange zest that we did a little bit earlier, that goes in here as well. Now be careful, don't bring your milk up to a boil. We're only looking to warm this up slightly. The warm milk is going to help activate the yeast a little bit later on. In a large mixing bowl, sift your flour, sugars, salt, and your yeast into your bowl. Be careful, don't let your yeast come into direct contact with any of your sugars or your salt. If that happens, it's not going to rise as nicely as you want it to. Now, when it comes to spicing your dough, the classics are cinnamon and nutmeg. We're going to bump it up just a notch by adding in a little bit of allspice as well. Now, whisk these until combined. In your stand mixer, start mixing your dry ingredients and then pour in your wet ingredients. Now, if you don't have a stand mixer, you can just use a normal handheld blender, or of course you can use a wooden spoon, but it's going to take you ages. Once your dough has come together, add in your egg and your drained raisins. Now you need to be patient here and you need to mix this for quite some time. Your dough will be ready when it is stretchy and elasticy. If it is sticky to the touch, the dough is not ready, it's still wet and you need to mix it further. When your dough is ready, remove it and put it onto a floured surface. Now knead this for about 5 minutes. When it comes to kneading your dough, use the palm of your hand, press and push forward. Then turn it 90 degrees, fold the tip back in on itself and repeat the process. You need to knead your dough until it gets to a point where it's springy and it bounces back to the touch. This looks ready. When your dough is ready, transfer it to a pre-prepared bowl with oil. Cover it and stick it in a nice warm spot in your kitchen. We're going to let this proof for a minimum of 2 hours. The dough needs to double in size. In actual fact, because I ran out of time, I didn't finish the recipe on the day I started, so I proofed mine for an entire day. Now this is what proofing your dough after a day looks like. It is massive. So I'm just going to punch it down and transfer it onto a floured surface. Using a bench scraper, we're going to portion these out. You're looking for about 70 grams per ball. That's going to give you 12 to 14 hot cross buns with this recipe. Now roll these into nice little balls and place these onto a pre-prepared baking tray lined with baking paper. We're going to let this proof one last time for, again, a minimum of 1 to 2 hours. Now if you're sitting there wondering and going, how long does this recipe take to make? Now, if you click this video up over here, I've got a focaccia bread recipe that explains in detail the importance of a first rise, a second rise, and what actually happens with the yeast as it works its way through the starch and the sugars. So click that video over there. But in the meantime, let's get back to our hot cross bun, shall we? So whilst our dough balls are proofing, why don't we start on the flour paste? That's the paste that we use to make the crisscross, okay? So combine flour and water and then mix it. You're looking for a really nice, dense, thick paste, kind of like a toothpaste almost. When it's ready, transfer it to a piping bag. Now, because I'm not this week's star baker, I don't have a piping bag. But all the big YouTube chefs always say you could just put this in a Ziploc bag, snip the end off. So we're gonna try that, find out whether that technique works in about 10 seconds, fingers crossed. In the meantime, brush your buns with an egg wash. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Right, let's find out if our makeshift piping bag works. So snip off the end. Oh, perhaps it's probably a good idea to remove the little piece of plastic. A little bit finicky. All right, there we go, it's gone. Okay, here we go. Oh, Oh my gosh, I can't believe it works. Look at that. Hey, looks pretty good. It's like a proper cross. I swear, sometimes I surprise myself on this channel, and I'm no professional chef, just a dude talking into an iPhone. Right, these are now going to go into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, or at least until they are golden brown, so just keep an eye on them. Whilst these are in the oven, we're going to make a nice sticky apricot glaze. Start by adding your apricot jam, water, and vanilla extract. Bring this up to temperature and mix this thoroughly. You want to try and get out some of those big chunky bits of apricot, and let it reduce until it's nice and sticky and thick and viscous. Our favorite word on this channel.
And umami.
Oh, and umami, that's the second favorite word. Beef bolognese biscuits. Boobs. When your buns are ready, you can remove these from the... Oh my word. Look at how freaking amazing those look. I'm so excited. I was so worried that this wasn't going to work, but hey ho, it has. Whilst these buns are still nice and warm, let's brush that apricot glaze on them, shall we? Look at that, the way the light hits the buns and glistens and gleams. Damn, that's amazing. Right, we're about to do a taste test. I'm looking for a few things. Is that crumb structure nice and soft and pillowy? And do we get the balance of the spices right? Find out next. First, if you like this video, give it a like down below. And hey, why not hit subscribe? We're a really small YouTube channel and every bit from you helps. So thank you. Right, should we do a taste test? Let's get my sister involved as well. Let's go. Okay, which one do you want?
I choose that one.
That one? Okay, I'm gonna go for this one.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Cheers.
so light and fluffy. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Oh my God.
How good?
Check the inside.
Go close and do it slowly like that.
Okay, a little bit. Yeah.
If you're new to this channel, hey, welcome. If you're returning, hey, nice to see you again. This is going to be the last video filmed in this kitchen forever. We're moving into a new flat in London, so we're going to take a bit of a break, but we will be back with a brand new video in a brand new kitchen. So thanks so much for all your support so far. Bye.
Bye.
You ready?
I'm ready. It smells so good. Oh my gosh.
I still need to put the glaze on.
But this has turned out so perfectly.
Good, eh?